weighing in at 30,000 pounds, the CL-415 EAF is 30 feet tall and has a 93-foot wingspan, just 24 feet shy of a Boeing 737's wingspan.
When you're up close to it, you really appreciate just the massive size of it.
But despite its size,
welcome to another reaction video. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Welcome to this channel. Thank you for clicking. So today's video, we are reacting to how the $30 million super scoopers were built to fight fires.
What? $30 million
for those planes. And that's shocking. I did not expect that. You know that these things are heavily specialized aircraft. I know, if you know me from somewhere, you know I love aircraft.
So much.
Absolutely love them. So, let's find out how this $30 million firefighting bombers were built to fight the fires. Yes. Let's go, on y va. Merci d'être là. Il faut t'inscrire, il faut s'abonner, commenter, liker et partager. Merci.
Et chérie.
these pilots are flying what's called a super scooper. At around $30 million, it's one of the most expensive aerial firefighting aircraft ever made.
Honestly speaking, I did not expect this thing to be more than like a few $1 million. It looks like just like
one.
Yeah.
It's $30 million.
$30 million.
Still alive.
One is $30 million, and $30 million
way.
and $30 million is about 17 billion in our currency. If it's United States dollar,
In Jesus.
17 billion for one aircraft. 17 billion.
What are you saying?
Then you use that money and put up a mansion that is more than for the president.
And what will you do when
fire comes?
You hide in the mansion.
You go to heaven with the mansion.
You go hide.
You go hide in your father's mansion in heaven with your mansion.
That's too much now.
There's a guy who cracked a joke for Christians saying that in the Bible it says that your heavenly father has prepared you a good mansion in heaven, and you are on earth, you are homeless. Why not go and stay in your house? Why not go to your heavenly mansion for free?
Yeah, really for free.
It's literally a boat with giant wings, and it's built like a tank. It looks like no other plane in the world.
The CL-415 enhanced aerial firefighter can scoop and drop 1,400 gallons of water on wildfires in a matter of minutes. Compare that to this 1970s plane, which could only drop 200 gallons of water at a time.
$30 million is very expensive for any aircraft. However, it's actually the most cost-effective aerial firefighting asset.
Super Scoopers revolutionized aerial firefighting, and Insider got an up-close look with Bridger Aerospace to see how this aircraft is tailor-made to fight fires. Airplanes have been used to fight wildfires for almost 100 years, but early attempts weren't nearly as effective.
In the 50s and 60s, almost all the aircraft used to fight fires were retired or salvaged World War II aircraft. Tanks were strapped to the middle, and they were used in a very haphazard provisional manner.
Some of these makeshift firefighting planes were only able to drop 150 to 200 gallons of water at a time.
Not really effective in today's world, but at the time it's the best they could do.
Canadair was contracted to design a plane specifically to fight fires.
I'm going to ask a design question. Maybe it might sound silly depending on how you think I understand the geography of Canada. But my question is, why is it that they cannot take an initiative as a project to like cut the forest into different sections, like bulldoze and open certain places? If a certain part of the forest catches fire, we will not cross to the other side. You understand?
Yeah.
Or they could rig the whole forest with pipes, iron pipes, so that if there was uncontrollable fire, they should just open the pipes. Yeah. But I'm not saying like the whole forest, like just estimate where there are mostly fires happening, areas where there are mostly wildfires, and put iron pipes there. It's easier for me, in my own thinking, as somebody who has never seen those type of wildfires you guys are facing, to think that it can be done that way, where you can connect it to a powerful pumping system, where if they detect fire, they just turn it on, and there was water everywhere in the forest, immediately turning off the fire. I don't know.
I think that's a good suggestion, right?
Yeah.
And
Except,
the first one that you also talked about separating,
like the parts of the forest, right?
so that when it reaches here, it cannot cross.
Yeah. In my own village, when there's fire and the fire was running out of control, what people usually do, they will go right in front where the fire is expected to come, and then they're going to clear the place, like clear a big gap where the fire cannot come across. So by the time when they clear the big gap, they're going to light fire there for the fire to be burning and going backward to meet with the other fire that is coming up. So you understand? So they will clear a big gap and light. If the fire is coming from the left, they will look for a place around here, clear it, and then light fire on this left side so that the fire should burn towards the fire that is coming.
Yes.
By the time the fire reaches there, there's already space for the fire not to cross. Yeah, that's how we deal with it, like nasty fires in my own village. But I don't know, maybe it's just that the forest is too big and heavy machines cannot enter there. I don't know. Yeah. But that's what I think. You guys have your engineers, you know. Yeah.
Good engineers.
Yep.
So they designed the grandfather of this airplane, the CL-215, looked very similar.
which Viking Air Limited modernized in 2020, retrofitting the CL-215 with a new avionics system, turbine engines, and more.
It was taken down to its bones and created essentially a new airplane.
Weighing in at 30,000 pounds, the CL-415 EAF is 30 feet tall and has a 93-foot wingspan, just 24 feet shy of a Boeing 737's wingspan.
When you're up close to it, you really appreciate just the massive size of it.
But despite its size, the aircraft was engineered to fly like a much smaller plane.
When you look at them, they don't necessarily look like they'd be an aerobatic or stunt plane. We're taking a plane almost the size of a C-130. We're flying it at extremely narrow canyons, very low altitude, banking high G turns at a high rate of turn. Flying an aircraft this big, that low, and that dangerous of an environment is very rare.
The Scooper is so nimble because of its flight control surfaces, or aerodynamic devices that pilots use to adjust and control the aircraft. On any plane, the main control surfaces are the ailerons, which control the plane's roll, the rudder, which controls yaw or the aircraft's direction, and elevators, which control the aircraft's pitch. And in the case of the Super Scooper, those flight control surfaces are supersized.
That's important because when you're flying slow and big,
This thing looks really big when you look at it from behind. Look at it. It's really high and big. The thing it has is really,
And there are
really...
two driving seats there.
Yeah, two pilots,
Right.
yeah. You have a pilot and a co-pilot.
Doesn't mean, but it only have one steering.
There are two for flying...
But they don't fly. The two people don't fly at the same time.
No. But when one person is moving, on the other side is moving the same. So the other person sitting on one side is not touching the steering. Yeah, to steer the aircraft.
It means that if this one is tired,
The other person just takes over.
Hey, Canada.
Nah, Canada.
Bravo.
important because when you're flying slow and big, you need to have a lot of aileron area, a lot of elevator area to be able to move that aircraft as quickly as you need to at those low speeds.
That's why this rudder is 25 square feet larger than that of a Boeing 737-900, even though the Super Scooper is 10 feet shorter and half as long. This is crucial for the Scooper. It needs to slow down to 90 knots, or just over 100 miles per hour, to perform a scoop. That's almost half the aircraft's standard cruising speed.
Once you've identified your scoop site and you're coming in, you go through your pre-pickup checklist. One of those items is probes down.
Probes are down.
The way the aircraft picks up water is it does not stop or suck it up. There's no vacuum. It scoops it, and it scoops it through what you see here. 2 probes on either side of the keel of the aircraft, about the size of your hands put together. And as soon as you hit the water, they catch. You can feel that in the cockpit. You got to be ready for that catch with the yoke.
Right there, get ready to add some powder. Now. Oh.
And the water begins filling almost immediately.
It takes the Scooper 12 seconds to fill its tanks with 1,400 gallons of water. during which time the pilot has to maintain the plane's speed and direction.
Once the aircraft is full and the tanks are
Okay, my question is, doesn't mean that once you take in that water, there's something that just comes immediately and closes the...
Those trap doors, those
Yeah.
coping doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the water is not expected to go away, not needed, right?
Yeah. So those things are, I feel like they are hydraulically controlled. That once it's scope enough, they are closed
Automatically?
by hydraulic jack. Yes.
Automatically.
Yes.
They're
They will
automatic.
close it when the water is enough in the tank. They will know that the water is enough.
Or is
there's-
it the people that are in front, the pilot, are they the one controlling the...
Yeah, there's somebody that's running the water system, and then there's somebody that is actively flying the aircraft. So what I feel is that because there are gauges to show how much water is in the tank right there in the cockpit where those pilots are sitting.
Mhm.
So when there's water full in the tank, they can see it, and then they can close the tank, and then they can take off. Yeah. But that's as estimative as I can go. That's speculative thinking, y'all.
full, you retract the probes. There is a noticeable surge in the aircraft when those probes go up, get the aircraft back up to speed, and take off.
Now 11,000 pounds heavier, the aircraft relies on its design to ascend from the surface.
If you look at the wing, you can see it has a very large curvature to it. That's called camber, which creates an enormous amount of lift.
But aerodynamics aren't the only factor involved. The plane is outfitted with turboprop engines that generate more than enough power to lift it off the surface.
They make 2,380 shaft horsepower each side.
These engines are extremely durable. You never want to hit anything with them, of course, but if it's ash or debris being pushed up through the thermals of the fire, these engines are going to chew right through that and keep running.
All that enables the scooper to ascend back up to its previous altitude.
Those mountains just look like a place I would typically see in my village. They are not necessarily like big forests in there. Yeah. I love these nice photos.
In roughly 3 minutes.
Scooper 282 is inbound loaded for the drop.
So when we're lining up for a drop, the air attack will get us on target. They're in contact with the folks on the ground who are requesting the water. We're factoring in the terrain, the wind, our altitude for when we need to press the button to make the drop.
When the pilot is ready to drop the load, they'll press the water drop button.
And 3, 2, 1, drop.
Opening the drop doors on the keel and releasing 1,400 gallons of water.
Loads away.
It only takes 2 seconds for the aircraft to drop its entire load. A very short
2 seconds.
How do you drop 14,000 gallons in 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Like 1, 2.
Whether it's 14,000 pounds or gallons. Pound. 14,000 pounds in 2 seconds is like 7,000 pounds in a second. That's wild.
window for the pilot to work with.
There is no targeting computer. It's all by feel and by experience.
But the Super Scooper's high lift wing and turboprop engines allow it to attack forest fires from a lower altitude and speed than other firefighting aircraft. While planes like the 747 Supertanker and DC-10 make drops from between 200 and 800 feet, the Super Scooper can do so from as low as 100 feet above a fire.
When you're fighting fire at low altitude, flying through mountains and smoke and trees, having the ability to quickly adjust to terrain variations, other aircraft in the area, or obstacles that emerge through the smoke is very important.
After performing the drop, the scooper can simply head back to the water source to pick up another load, rather than refilling on the ground.
So from drop to drop, it really depends on how close our water source is. But I've been on fires where we're dropping a load of water every 6 minutes.
The aircraft can go up to 6 hours between refuels, depending on conditions, meaning it can fight fires longer than other aircraft that need to refuel every 2 hours.
Although the sticker price on the aircraft is very expensive, they can deliver 150,000 gallons in one service day compared to a more traditional tanker that can oftentimes only do a small fraction of that. It's actually the most cost-effective aero firefighting asset.
And with a paint job like that, it can be hard to miss.
It's a very flashy paint job on these aircraft, and it's one of the questions we're asked quite often is why is it painted the way it is? The goal is to be visible in this super dense smoke. It's a very action-packed circuit when these guys are fighting the fires, and safety is the ultimate goal.
For aerial firefighters, the next game-changing innovations aren't going to come to the planes themselves.
The next ridgeline for aerial firefighting is going to be data. It's going to be understanding what the fire is doing, where it's going, where it came from, and being able to share that data with as wide a population as possible. That can better inform our aerial response, better inform the ground response, and make sure that those citizens affected by the incident are giving the best information possible to protect themselves, their families, and their livelihood.
In the meantime, aerial firefighting aircraft like the Super Scooper are tasked with keeping forest fires in check.
Flying this aircraft in the environment we fly it in, it's very exciting, it's very dangerous, but it's also very fun.
I can't get enough of this super
I
scooper.
can't get enough of it.
They're so gay.
They call the super scooper, so this I call it the super impressor. The super impressor. This thing is more expensive than the American F-16 fighting Falcon,
You sure?
even the F-18 Super Hornet. These are planes that are actively exported by the United States for fighting wars.
Mm-hmm.
But a firefighting aircraft is more expensive than those.
Yeah. I didn't think of it like that.
You know, it's something someone can really learn how to fly. Please tell me, like, why would it take you to be flying on one of these aircraft? Must you become a military pilot or what?
Yeah. Maybe
Please tell
you
me.
need like a license for it.
Yeah, you need a license. Obviously, you do, but I don't know if you have to become like a military pilot before you join the firefighting team.
I think that's a good question you got.
Yeah. This is absolutely something I would like to come do for y'all. Fight your fires. And maybe bring something new that will stop the fires
Face your
altogether.
fears.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
We love you.
so much.